fucking go. I'm getting all the Mandalorians hyped up. We're having a fucking bonfire. The Sith aren't invited to the cookout, sadly. Anyone that's non-force sensitive is invited to the cookout, though.
Wow, a little bit of reverse racism going on here. What the hell?
Yeah, take that to your Supreme Court.
Hey, bro. I'm the one who does racism here, so fucking stay in your lane, pal. I exclude you, you don't exclude me. I didn't want to go to your stupid fucking barbecue anyway.
Hey man.
Oh, there was an invite. I think it got lost in the way, apparently.
Hey man, everybody, the Mandalorian's inclusive. Just ask the Cathar.
Me with my fucking Cathar Mandalorian.
Oh my god, no. Fucking
Oh
please.
my god, listen bro, I'm I get to see my black friend waving the Confederate flag around. Uncle Ruckus, you came.
Oh, fuck.
Boom, I had a question.
What's up?
How many credits did I get on the last session's level up? Was it 15,000?
15,000. You get 5,000.
Okay. I don't think I deducted the credits for the repeating blaster. Do you remember how much that costed me?
7,000. It was, what's 5,000? What's 20% of 5,000? 5,500 or 60, whatever, right?
I think it was 6,600 or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know how much the repeating cannon is, so.
It's the rotary blaster cannon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just 20% license fee of that, because it's military.
What's the base cost of it?
Yes, it's 6,600.
So
Okay.
20%.
Plus the 20%?
That is the total cost. Is 20, it's 6,600.
Wanted to make sure before we continued.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Then you're invited to
Everyone
the
good?
cookout. Yeah.
Anything else from anyone? Yes, no, maybe so.
Con, do you remember if I bought stuff last session, or we're putting it off to
Yes,
this
you
session?
did.
Okay.
Well, you said you were going to finish it up with Boom this session, but you were gonna buy
The
I
Vidbox
think
Scrambler.
Vidbox Scrambler and ABC Scramblers, or something like that.
Oh no, it was the shields. You guys remember the shields?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was mostly just for you and Khan, I think.
Yeah.
Nobody else has armor proficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have armor proficiency.
Yeah.
My lightsaber is my armor when I'm not rolling ones.
What are the shields under?
Good
Armor.
point, Tom. Let me see.
Yeah, let's get a vibe check. Okay.
Still sub 10. Very cool.
Let's get another one just to see.
Okay, we're hanging around the midpoint.
Let's see what I roll.
Yeah, rolling mid. Actually, just mid.
Hey man, sometimes mid is all you need.
You find him, Recon, or no?
Yeah,
She's mid,
yeah.
but I like her.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. Hey, you birthed that, by the way. You're not gonna get another one this session.
As
Yeah.
a heads up going forward, I am going to be homebrewing a special rule because I hate you guys.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Why do you
It's
hate
okay.
us?
At least you're
Who
telling
specifically
us.
do you hate? Before I
Well, I imagine it's gonna affect two people more than
You are low class and
others.
the Jedi, I mean Sith.
Oh, it's gonna affect Recon and Con. Yeah,
No,
those guys. You're
That's
gonna
what you said,
homebrew.
what you said.
Yeah, two soldiers.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
two soldiers.
Because I do so much. I do
Most
so much,
OP
guys.
characters in this
No, it's
game.
gonna be whoever has like excess dark side. I'm gonna be kind of teasing things, and we'll play test it and vibe check it, but not this session, but going forward, because I feel like there should be a negative of getting dark side points that is more than just like the obvious thing there that is it's you turn into an NPC if you get too many, but we're kind of doing away with that because we're doing a dark side campaign to begin with. So it'll probably run similar to like VTM with bestial failures. If you like fail by a certain margin or something, that something iffy might happen on a scale.
My character starts to have a schizo meltdown.
Yeah, you start going into a blind rage.
Me and Recon are chilling because I don't think me and Recon have any dark side points.
If it's any consolation, I gave him 2 ideas, and that is at the
Yeah, you
bare
did,
minimum
yeah.
better than one of them. You can all thank Boom.
Yeah. So it's gonna be, and I'll take any suggestions you guys might have in DMs or in Nerd Central chat.
Or
Yes.
scratch your testicles.
Huh?
What?
I cast rend on your balls.
I can't force a grip on your balls.
Sorry,
I
didn't
jerk
mean to
you
interrupt.
off the force.
It's not gay.
I
It was
can't
me, Barry.
grip on
It's
your
not gay.
dog.
I'm not doing it, dude.
It's the will of the force,
It's the
dude.
will of the
It's the will of the force.
The force
Okay.
have set me free, dude.
I am an instrument of the force.
The Force is making me make your balls twist.
The force is strong. The force is with me.
I
got a question for the party.
What's up?
Would you guys rather have a video recorder that can store 10 hours of high quality video,
I'm
or
buying
a holo recorder?
I'm buying everybody holo recorders. I already paid for it.
Oh, never mind.
You have one. Just add it to your inventory.
I have.
I haven't met you.
Well, as soon as we talk, it's going to be one of those contingent things mentioned in Dr.
Yeah.
Kladdu's fee.
By the way, I happen to buy enough for these 2 people that I've never met.
Oh no, that's not how it is.
Yes.
That you know that's
in the
not how it
force
is.
that your party size was at least this big.
I'm such big fans of the 2 Sith that I've done a dossier of all of their friends and associates.
You missed one. You missed it. It's the other one died. That's such a shame. I'm sorry for the lad. Literally throws it in the trash can. Jolly good. Let's keep going.
No need to focus on the past. To the future.
I would like to buy 2 light shields for 500 each for Khan and I, and 1 vidbox scrambler for 3,400.
Okay. You buy it.
I buy it, but cha-ching.
The shield license?
No.
Okay.
No.
There, if it's attached to the armor, there is a roll associated, and you have
It's
to
not.
pass it. Okay. As long as it's
We don't.
separate.
We don't have armor.
Well, I only asked if it was an armor attachment. Stick with that answer.
Nope. We do not have armor yet.
Because if it's an armor mod, you don't have armor yet. Wow, you bought this nice box.
It
Of
is.
stuff you can't use.
It's their Shield Funko Pop.
Fuck you.
That's awesome.
Where should I add the? I guess bonus HP and I guess there we go. I'll do 5 extra HP for the light shields.
There is an
There's
SR
a shield rating.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
So
SR.
low damage reduction.
It's 5 DR, so and you have to
5 SR.
manually turn it on.
You just click shield rating.
Yeah, you just have to like expand it. It's right beneath threshold. There's damage reduction, shield rating. You just
Shield
gotta
rating,
click
thank you.
it. Yeah, you just gotta click on it.
Thank you.
No problem. I know it's hidden somewhere. You gotta like kind of look for it to find it.
Yeah, I was glossing over it like 8 times in a row.
Yeah, had that a lot in my game where we had a lot more shield rating.
Where was it?
If you look
It's
at your
under
threshold,
damage reduction.
if you look at threshold, keep looking down. There's just normal text. Click on the shield
Ah, I
rating
see it.
text.
Shield
Yeah,
rating. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
So you just do 5 out of 5.
Look at that smile, bro. Who got you smiling so hard?
Oh, Clairvo posted a picture from his modded Tarkov, and Dis asked, what mod? I replied with Gary's mod.
Damn, fucking incinerated.
Fucking god.
It does look like
That's
Gary's
thumbs
mod,
up.
bro.
Dude,
Real-
there's a car in it? What the fuck?
Real Gary's mod gameplay, rivaling Escape from Tarkov. Real Gary's mod. Gary's mod. This is Gary's mod.
This is Gary's mod. What do you mean?
Yeah, it does look like Gary's mod. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
It looks like it's like Stalker Gary's mod.
Alright, I'm good with the what I got.
I'm gonna buy 10 energy cells. I'll just drop the price in here and my resulting credits. But everything else is exactly what I sent you.
Recon, what feat did you get recently?
Heavy weapons proficiency.
Wait, did you get the proficiency or the special focus, the weapon focus?
Proficiency.
You have to buy the proficiency even.
Yeah,
if
soldiers
soldier.
don't start with it. Yep.
Does anybody start with it?
No.
Nope.
No. You've always got
With
to
what?
buy it. Heavy
Heavy
weapons.
weapons proficiency.
No.
You could get it as a bonus feat, but you can't. You don't start level 1 with it.
Right, guys. Hey, guys, you guys want to, like, thoughts on just sleeping? Just kicking up our feet for 5 days?
Fucking.
What do you think, huh?
I mean, as I probably wouldn't be opposed to it,
No,
but
no, I'm joking.
I mean, it just depends on how long everything is gonna take. Moving an army around is kind of a slow process. It might be 5 days before. It might be 10 days.
Joke.
That is the joke. How
Okay.
Dr. Kladdu knock you out?
True. Wake me up with my guns here.
Wake me when you need me.
Okay, you guys magically assemble. What do you guys want to do?
Oh,
Well, tally ho! Look at the rest of you. You're as tall as I imagined, and you're even taller. Haha! Nice to meet you both.
I'm gonna just look at the Sith. I have my helmet on, but I'm clearly hungover.
Meet our new friend. He's, Dr. Kladdu. He's real
He's gonna
nice.
shake his hand.
I will extend my hand and do the secret flex on the porter's little gesture for that you no doubt know. And
The fucking Freemason handshake.
the oh yes, medical doctor. Well, technical enthusiast, a general scholar, and well, someone with an appreciation for the worldly and the exciting things that men in the galaxy. We've set a reputation for ourselves, haven't we? Maybe not always in the good way, but, well, we try.
We're talking about racing, right?
Yeah, swoop racing. Swoop jockey, that kind of racing. Yeah.
What kind of racing?
The fast kind, zoom zoom.
I do not,
I heard there was this thing called pod racing. I've watched that a couple times. That's pretty fun.
That's child's play. Swoop racing is where it's at.
You just go in a straight line, basically, don't you?
but you go so very fast, and you bet so many credits, and well, you're already sloshed out. You don't really know how fast they're going. You just hope more credits appear. And well, I'll tell you what, I have been in many situations where the credits do just line up.
You talk funny, Dr. Kladdu.
Oh, and I can talk funny in many languages as well, but well, that's even before we get into speaking about speaking Rel to anybody.
Huh?
Do not worry, my Mandalorian friend. We will, as they say, get you lads up and at them. Haha.
I think we're off to a good start. He's a real fun guy, isn't he, guys?
I miss Grazon.
Oh, everybody does. It's a shame I'll never get to meet him. That lad had a fire about him.
He was a good man.
Indeed. And then I take that holo recorder I bought for him, I literally throw it in the trash without even thinking about it. Get my money back? No, fuck it, it's dirt.
What a shame. What a rotten way to die.
Indeed.
I strapped the fucking video hollow recorder to my chest.
Very good. Keep those with you.
Okay. Now... what do we want to do? I guess the simplest would be to go over to the command center, right, fellas? Get an update on how things are being deployed and see how we can command the troops, correct?
Yeah. Will Anto be there? Do I have to stay out of the command center again?
I don't think that you'll have to stay out as long as you're with me and not doing anything. I don't know. Don't be. I don't know.
Don't be crazy on.
I guess. Yeah. Don't be dead. I would hope not.
Too soon. Too soon.
But if Antil's there, I don't care. We had a talk. Everything's okay now.
Yes, a talk.
We talked. That's it. But just a friendly conversation between people who are just forgetful sometimes.
You had to give him a gentle reminder.
Alright, I'm gonna pencil that down for the ship name.
What?
A gentle reminder. Are there any counterpoints to this idea? Similarly, I could
know.
try and call
kinda-
up Sim.
I kind of told the Mandalorians that we're gonna be fucking fighting soon, so I think we should give them a fight.
Okay. Naturally. So, all right, let's hit the command center first then.
Jolly good.
Get a layout of the land, make some broad scope observations, and decide what the carry out shall be afterwards.
Okay, so without any or much trouble, you guys can get to the command center. Though you certainly have a number of eyes upon you as you walk inside. Inside are the usual command staff, minus 2 Sith. You don't seem to be there.
What a shame. Redeployed, perhaps, or something else, but let's see.
General Valerian.
Yeah, that's the most simplistic approach. Let's see if I can make this basic observation beforehand, or perhaps Khan can, with his knowledge of tactics. How is the general disposition of the army currently? Are we mobilizing, getting things ready to go, or are we getting a lot of troop transports to this location? How's things developing?
Connie, you want to give me a roll?
Good roll.
What'd you get?
18. I can force point it if you want me to go as well.
What's that?
I said I can force point it if you want me to as well.
If you want to, you will get more.
Sure. 22.
22.
Okay. Classic number 22. So, the gauge class transports, which are in atmosphere, have breached the atmosphere, are not yet deploying troops. So currently, the only troops on the planet still are
Ours.
your own, Lord Kylos's. And out of the ones that are, in the encampment are still here, given that the general order has not been counteracted of Antil's previous orders to stay still, to wait. So everything is just kind of status quo still.
Actually,
You know what we should do as well? We should probably call is it Sam or Ann? Which is the good one? Sam.
Just
And
It's a, either
we
of
need,
us.
we need to. He needs to tell us on the front of the Freeman in the city. Remember, he said he'd let us know if he has found any of them. So I just wanted to perhaps get an update on that if he has anything, and continue the Freeman offensive if we can. and then I will let you know the current state of the camp and everything.
Indeed. Also, I have one slightly less memey way for us to bond over the initial conversation. Recon is this man, this doctor, this imperial kind of front lines kind of PMC looking motherfucker, is wearing a rather ornate and prestigious looking sword at his side. That's not a little thing. Is a beefy longsword just kind of at his hip. So that is also something you might recognize, but just for you. Maybe the Mandalorian too, but maybe slightly less the Sith. I don't care because they got glowy ones.
Lord.
Indeed. But as far as tactics go, you see Dr. Kladdu kind of listen along. He's not really participating in the actual tactics of people, but he's listening in on the details, and you might see him occasionally thumb over something in his possession here or there just to kind of check bits and odds and ends. You also see a little droid, well, not a little, but a diminutive, not overt droid kind of hover behind him. Decently sized, looking something like a water cooler. Star Wars-y.
Little blocky and very 70s.
Yeah.
Nodes and dials and some such.
Indeed.
Okay. I will, Alright, let's put our heads together.
Yep.
Group huddle.
Group huddle.
So. We could attempt, well, okay. Let's start over here. So, developing our current position. We don't really have a whole lot more to go in terms of relevant areas other than Trinosk itself, right?
Yes.
We pretty much just got a bunch of forest, some freemen, which are good at hassling, but not entirely too much of an issue for a coordinated force. So, we kind of need to open this pocket and get troops down on the ground, right? Try and establish a proper beachhead more than we already have.
Mm-hmm.
So, for approaching Sim, because well, we had offered a deal previously, help us out, and maybe we try and help you out, but we didn't get any help, so I think that deal is kind of off the table. It's just how much hardball are we willing to play here? Clearly, we've got the fleet in orbit, but, you know, we also have to argue these guys got a really good Air Force. How much do we think we can really bluff out of them? I don't know if I can truly negotiate a straight-up cessation or annexation as it is right now. So, like Aloran said, like Khan said, seeing how he's dealing with the Freeman in his own court, and maybe we try and go that angle with him killing his father, and then we try and, you know, ease it in, or do we just kind of go full throttle in this?
What do you mean full throttle?
Full throttle might be Hey, I've got the fleet up there, and well, we'd like to be down here now, so I'm altering the deal. Please submit now, or I might have to beat you up.
It's the fuck it we ball option.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we lead off with friends. I think what I would do in this situation is I'd lead off talking friendly, ask him about the update him on the Freeman. And then when that finishes or anything of that like, we'll say, okay, well, we have some, our motives are to still help you with the Freeman now, but also we need to get our, we're gonna be having more troops on the ground, which can also help with this, and ultimately leads towards our deal. And now the kind of pressure is upon him as an entire army is arrived at his planet. Regardless of the fact that his air force is good or not, I don't think it outclasses how many harrowers we have in fucking the planet side or like in the space. So, yeah, I think one harrow blast could ruin their day real quick.
It can, though. It's just a matter of would it be approved.
I get it. I mean, it's not like we didn't show that we would do it before. At least someone did it before.
That is. Secondly, we do need to find out who that person was. So.
Yes. I mean, he said his master. So, but I don't know if I took that. I don't know if I want to take that at face value or not.
Yeah,
I assume.
Might just be a moron.
True.
I mean, he is dead, so.
Yeah. I want to say this. Oh, Sealy, not I, Sealy. But I do think that it was all planned that Lord Kylos and Akuti had to basically cover their tracks and our tracks by basically just saying my master and stuff like that because in that whole situation. But yeah, I don't think there actually is a traitor. Personally, I think it's just was a bluff to make them look better, and they're gonna make a traitor.
Well, there was somebody who approved the bombardment of the planet that almost got us. So that's who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get that guy. Okay.
Back to General Rodriguez first and tell him to start operations again.
Well, that's my question: is what operations are there to give? I could say we're no longer on shutdown, but
I mean, yeah, you could have no longer shutdown. Send out scouting parties into the woods, secure perimeter, and try and set up a beachhead for like a landing zone for more troops to come, or find a suitable location for such landing zone.
not a bad idea.
Those would be my exact things that I would say. And then while he does that, we call Sem, figure that out. So then at least when the troops are getting mobilized, gives them time to get up and move. We can utilize, if we need to go get a threat, we have the Mandalorians on standby. Most importantly speaking, the Vizla clan, that is. I could just call up Ote and be like, yo, Ote, let's go fucking bop some motherfuckers. And he'd be like, alright, bet. With Alohel's permission, of course. So we have that idea as well. Tactically speaking, that is.
Indeed. Definitely sounds good. Kladdu will agree. He will lend his expertise where possible. Quick out-of-character question. Equipment bonuses do not stack, do they?
I don't know.
Equipment bonus to
Rolls,
Skill.
like first aid, a med pack plus other things.
No.
I
didn't think so. Okay, cool. But yes, Kladdu is, in general, supportive of this plan as he sits back and claps and is very merry about the whole situation, despite the obvious danger.
All right, General Irene.
Are you dressing him?
Yeah.
The general looks over to you.
I look towards my Sith mouthpiece, and I'll whisper in his ear.
I have a good approximation of the plan as you have explained it to me.
Yes.
First and foremost,
Get that Spanish.
no, I was getting ready for my corn fucking breakdown.
Wrong game, wrong game, wrong game.
Damn it. Sorry.
It's okay.
General Ragrin, the current capabilities of our camp, are we able to accommodate the landing force that will be diverted to this sector of the planet? Or do we face any significant logistical bottlenecks?
The general looks to the map, and he expands it out so that it encompasses, you can see the fleet movements as well as the ground base, and he almost seems a little bit concerned when you speak up. I mean, my lord, I've not received any orders of troops joining our position. I don't think that we could hold 40,000 troops here.
I doubt that they would give us the entire detachment, but my only concern that is if they were to give any more reinforcements to this location that we would not be able to, which I believe that your statement has confirmed that.
I would be very much surprised if any of the military would join us, my lord. It would detract from their own accomplishments. And by design, replace you as commander.
Indeed. All right. Which means that we are going to be fighting in the pocket. Very good. Very good.
We're no longer on. I guess you could say we're no longer on lockdown, at least.
Oh, yes. We will have to develop our position further. Which inevitably means securing Trenosk. Let's think next steps. Trenosk is obviously our neighbor. We're right up next to it. After we secure Trenosk, what does the rest of the planet look like? Like, how am I going to start daisy chaining this sort of pocket together?
The biggest city there is almost kind of think of it, just to put scale into your minds, think of it as Mega City 1. It is a huge city. I can show you it. It kind of It is the most immediate neighbor since obviously the one which towards the east of Trinosk was bombarded from orbit, and nothing really remains there except for Binnick.
Owned.
But this is the most immediate city, and it is just this huge mega city.
I don't know if I really need a tactics roll to feel like going from Trinosk to Krianin might be a little bit of a jump.
Well, you can, again, without prompting you guys, just a reminder, you can make any knowledge rolls that you wish to try to determine more about anything that you may have questions about.
I would like to make...
consult my specific skill monkey.
Oh, you should have told me to roll something actually useful, because I actually wanted to roll a galactic lore check to learn more about the Pirate King and his immediate downfall, if anything could be related to the city of Keenan, or...
Yeah, you can give me a roll.
For sure, let's...
Dom, can I tag some additional galactic lore questions on here?
I mean... we'll do them one at a time.
Let's talk about... yeah, okay, one at a time.
24.
Okay. So, long ago in a galaxy far, far away, Ord Banir was set up, obviously, as a ordnance planet. A depot, ordnance depot planet, obviously. But the Republic, they didn't really have a lot of people out here during the colonial age, thousands and thousands of years ago. And they were fighting a war against pirates out here. So they didn't want to fight the pirates anymore, but so they brokered a peace. And this peace worked out, fortunately. And the pirates became upstanding citizens of the Republic, isolated upon Ord Banir. And they were organized under the first pirate king, Remo Vask, Removazk.
Very cool.
But the Republic is the Republic, and they didn't really build the cities to protect these pirates, and instead built them to protect their military and their own colonists. So the pirates were kind of screwed. So they went out into the jungle, into the forest, and weren't really seen again for a long time. And they started a war against the Republic for being, a bunch of meanie heads, blah, blah, blah. But eventually a peace happens. And it's not until they kind of break off eventually and form the different city-states as you know them now. The Republic eventually wins over the pirates, at least enough to pacify them. Fast forward again,
We see Thomas Fallon.
yeah, Tomas Fallon is the last pirate king, and he lived on until the Mandalorian Wars, in which he was killed during the Mandalorian Wars.
Do we know where? Or just in general?
No.
That's okay.
They also don't know. Obviously, he is a sort of. Every pirate king is like a mythological creature,
Yeah.
basically, because the start of Tomas's reign, and from or to the Mandalorian Wars is again thousands of years. So it's kind of who is this guy? Is it the same guy? Kind of questions like this. But at the end of the Mandalorian Wars, which was about 200 years ago, there's no more hearing about Tomas, and the city-states no longer recognize a singular entity as leader.
But they still revere the
The institution of a pirate king, yes.
Yes.
Or at least those who still recognize the institution, yes. But that kind of, there's always upstarts that are.
We do not have one, but that is our myth. That's our quasi.
Yeah, that's
thing.
their story. And then, of course, you have a bunch of Republic citizens who don't give a shit. So on and so forth.
Indeed. Well, our friend Dr. Kladdu would give that big ol' speech regarding Creanin to the Sith and mention it's something of a... Perhaps not now, since the culture has been disconnected from its continuity for 200 years, but at one point it was something of an important place in their history, so winning hearts and minds might be not impossible, but require a strategy or overwhelming force for that sort of transition. But I believe the Sith, upon hearing somebody has a an education, is suddenly filled with questions.
Wow, they have a history on this backwater.
Of course they've got a history. What are you talking about? Everywhere has a history.
Well, it's clearly not important if I've never heard of it.
Well...
He just imagined they were born yesterday.
Well, I mean, the whole thing of a pirate king, that sounds very interesting, at least. I've never heard of such a thing.
We must collect the devil's fruits.
Do you think the last pirate king hid a treasure away? I heard that's what pirates do.
It's real.
I'm staying quiet. I'm staying quiet.
What's the big the smuggler story? Who's that pirate king?
The Void Wolf?
No, he's the fucking Imperial Admiral. What's the
Yeah.
smuggler story? SOTOR pirate. You're trying to find like the pirate's treasure.
His huge treasure trove, yes.
Yeah.
Never got that far.
That's like mid-story too. That's like the after you get your shit back, but before the.
It's what's her name? She
Yes, from all.
She's her daughter, or she's the daughter of him.
Yeah. In the meantime, while I will find this.
Yeah.
Um. Well, what can you tell me of any sort of historical alliances between the cities?
Right.
I would like to make a knowledge bureaucracy to attempt to see if I can't recall any current, though also maybe vaguely historical, though that might be a galactic lore more than bureaucracy, regarding how the cities interact with each other. What are relations like?
Yeah, give me a roll.
22.
22. So, one second, I sneeze.
No problem.
Excuse me. So between the cities, Kreenan is perhaps the greatest example of cooperation between the cities, or at least was initially. As obviously it wasn't just one city, but instead built out to consume multiple cities into it, and eventually just it got out of hand and is now what it is. The most of the cities that are outliers of from Kreenan are actually former Republic cities. So they've largely protested joining Kreenan as a central mega city. The most prominent of such being Trinosk, given that it had its own spaceport, capabilities to build its own air force, and even hyperdrives to a certain extent. And of course, on top of all of this, its own aristocracy to replace the institution of the Pirate King. And all of that was done after the fall of the Republic. They took the city from the Republic. So it probably has one of the higher or highest density of Republic citizens. Everywhere else, again, the outlying cities are mostly Republic and Republic citizens, where Kreenan is Benirian mostly owned, and they have the most connection to Ord Benir. We'll consider them to be sort of old Benirians rather than the intermingling with Republic citizens that Trinosk is.
Very cool.
And at certain points throughout history, the different city-states have tried to conquer portions of Kreenan to varying degrees of success. No one has ever tried to conquer the entire city, but usually they'll satisfy themselves with a certain district. Like if it's like Zerka's a big corporation in the city, and the Republic or a city-state trying to go into capture the Circa district of the city. They've tried that before to reap its bounties, but trying to capture and hold Kreenan as a singular entity is always the downfall of any sort of big expanse.
Too big to fail.
Yeah, it's people are. They do have that deadly want for independence.
Hmm.
Could
That's a mix of words that I hate to hear.
could play it any number of ways, but would need a plan either way to make it a useful ally or a useful tool. But I'm confident in your ability, my lads.
Hmm. Tranusk, unfortunately, truthfully, in spite of how obstinate they are, seems to be the most, well, agreeable. So,
Indeed, a certain amount of self-serving, well, it does one good for agency.
So we have Tranusk. Kranian is the next closest. And we have precedent that people are able to annex parts of Kranian slowly. It's
Yes,
just
'cause-
trying to take the whole thing that's the...
Yeah, again, the imagine it like 40K Necropolis. Like there's
It's a hive city. It's the burgeoning Econopolis.
different sites of activity that are very like big, and yeah, like it has like there's a lot to it. With spires of, this was once a city, so each place has like a sort of slum or a suburb to it, and then it's another city. So there's like city, suburb, suburb, city, suburb, suburb, city.
It's like the entire fucking east coast of Florida.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine just the
It's
a
from
central
Miami all the way
line
to Fort
along
Lauderdale.
I-95.
But in all directions.
Like it's just, yeah, and it is large. It is huge. But there is a center to it.
Yeah, we just need to get enough victory points to declare a victory in Risk. I capture enough territory so I get the most amount of negotiation points at the peace deal.
Yeah, we drive a fucking truck to all the capital points on the map, and we get the most victory points and get the most favorable peace agreement.
It's nothing but a chain of fucking trucks so that my line doesn't collapse, but they're all one division long, that's it. It's like 17 different armies. Okay. Well, I think ultimately it's unfortunate, but I don't think we have really sufficient information to make a decisive plan, something that will be, punchy and get us closer to where we need to be, which is kicking ass and getting a lot of rep. So, I think I just have to have this conversation with Sam and say, hey, we're going to have to reevaluate our expectations here. And, Yeah, system probably not gonna happen, pal. Okay, we're gonna be honest. But these guys are kind of
Can't be
like,
a Moff. God damn it, dude.
yeah, Moff. I mean, come on. I mean, Moff. It was big, and I appreciate you trying. Okay, you had some big cojones there, but
I
Yeah.
thought it would have been really funny and really cool.
it would have been hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it would have been.
It was a good.
We were rooting for you. We were
Yeah.
rooting for you, bro.
Do you really want to
But-
be in control of a gas giant like 300 fucking million miles away? Is that really what you want?
Yeah, it's really not as fun as you think it sounds. However, Kreenan, let's put that bitch on the map. You know, let's talk districts. What do you want? But we got to get there. I mean, ultimately, this is
Yeah,
all
rule.
saying. Oh, God, what other rules can we put out here?
I could always gather information on these places. I have a mighty gather information roll.
I can assist them on that.
Gather information might be big. I know in the last 2 sessions that there was a big.
I have
Um,
I have money for a bribe, and it depends on if it's secret or public. And
Well,
I don't know that we're
Yeah.
hankering for secret information. I'm
The-
just trying to grease some palms and get the gossip.
And I can assist him with that.
And
I don't know if you would have much success in the Imperial camp, but elsewhere you might,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we might
that's the
wanna,
thing.
given that these are all off-worlders,
Yeah, we might want to go back.
or
to-
most of them are off-worlders. You actually know in a Benirian, but she is not here.
this is true. First, there's the Ord Benirian force that was on its way. Remember, because of the gauge class. We should probably get an update on that. Where's it at? What's it doing?
Do you want to know about the ships, or do you want to know about their battle plans?
Battle plans I'm probably not going to get. I don't think we're going to be able to figure that out here unless that's going to be a
Yeah.
tactics roll
Yes.
from Khan.
Well, yeah, that's what I was alluding to. I could give a knowledge
Want me to?
technology to try
I can
and
try.
I mean, that's up to you guys.
Boom, do we know if anybody else has landed on no, it's just us. That's right. We already answered
It's just you.
that. Which means we have initiative, so we need to
But they are in atmosphere. Your Imperial boyas. From
Yeah, but
the
they're not
Ministry
mine.
of War. This is true. They are actual Ministry of War guys, not on loan to expansion and diplomacy.
I look at Alvaro. Offense?
Do what?
Your
wonder
boys
this-
are up there in the sky.
Does that technically count as his boys? Could he take command?
Not necessarily. I was just.
Take
mean,
He
command.
has
I can get command.
he has a certain precedent as long as there's not another there. But you also know that this is not, or I'll give this to you for free. Offense isn't here. This is defense.
Yeah.
Darth Master G is a Darthan military defense,
Yeah.
or defense of the Empire.
Unfortunate. Maybe your master will show up eventually and we'll get those reinforcements.
Yeah, maybe eventually.
I can give a knowledge technology about the ships that they used if you describe them to me, and if I can determine what kind of ships they are, what their path might suggest get us more information, but I'm not going to be able to determine their battle plans. I don't have tactics, and I don't know that I have enough money to just frivolously spend to get the big secrets out of, even if we flew to fucking Trinosk. I've got a lot of money, and I can buy some secrets, but not that one, Chief.
I don't think you're gonna. Yeah, that's not feasible. I'm not gonna ask you.
Though,
So,
if we had a shipper shuttle, I could do some work on it.
Well, there's certainly more you can learn about Kreenan if you wanted.
Indeed.
I just want to know about that force that was assembled. Was it a planetary force focused around Kreenan and its sort of constituent cities? Was it somewhere specific led by one guy? That's kind of like who's our opposition here and what are they doing? I think that might be a tactics from Khan and maybe a gather information from Dom.
I would need somebody to talk to. We'd probably
16.
have to go to Trinosk, which is what I was
16?
going to potentially suggest.
Yeah.
At the map, on an entirely different continent, you can see that there are, or just because you have orbital supremacy, you know that there are other cities here, obviously, and that, given the general inclination of cities likely not wanting to work with each other, it would be maybe imperial arrogance, call it what you want, the hope of having a unified Ordinarian force is very unlikely. The only times that they have really ever confederated are under a Pirate King.
Very cool. I did have 2 more questions of my own, but I wanted to humor out anything I could do for John. And these ones are also left field ones. Well, not left field, but these are slightly adjacent to the main point. First, I want to know as much as possible about the city we completely destroyed. If I can, with a galactic lore.
Okay.
15. Sag, low roll.
Yeah.
Very cool. If possible, I'd just like to have like, if there's not a
you
page
could get
for it-
more if you, unless you don't want to. Oh no, there's not a page for it, but
That's
there's
okay. I will force point for it, because why not? I'm at full force points. 17.
17. Okay. What would you like? Is there anything in specific that you'd like to know?
Broad profile, what it was, a little bit about its history, not necessarily super specific. Kind of its cultural role on the planet, and maybe the events that led up to its immediate destruction.
Okay. It was similar to Trinosk. However, in direct competition. It was the
Republic, Trinosk.
the Helm family, of which you haven't met its patriarch. Sorry, what?
Oh no, I was guessing that it was the Republic version of Trinosk. But
Oh no. Well, yeah, Trinosk was conquered by the Helms, or the Helm family and the various Ordinarians. But there is another. They came from this city, and they directly opposed the aristocracy there, which didn't like them splitting off and attacked the Republic in its moment of weakness when it was defending against or trying to leave Ord Benir. So the Helms took over Trinosk, and they warred back and forth for, their own independence. And Trinosk has its own orbital defenses, but not as many as the other city. And when the Imperials came, they wanted to make a statement as well as to eliminate a military target. And unfortunately, when you put so many ion cannons near a city, that city tends to be a military target. And some turbo batteries made it not a military target anymore.
Very epic.
Now it's an archaeological target.
Exactly.
Yeah, now it is still. It was hits because common military doctrine is to blow shit up from orbital if you don't want to lose many people on the planet in a planetary invasion. So they did that, and they didn't know about Binnick at the time, so they were a little overzealous in their bombardment. And though the city wasn't directly hit, anyone that was in the city is presumed to be dead because of the Binnick exposure.
Indeed, and perfectly frames the second question and why I asked the first. Given the amount of time I've spent on the planet and my knowledge, may I make a knowledge life science roll to know exactly what happens as someone is affected and dies from Binnick?
You may.
No! No, the crit failed. No. Fuck!
Unfortunately, you may not.
We will revisit this fucking topic later when...
Yeah, you've never seen someone die directly, but you've seen
You could change that.
Exactly.
you've heard reports, and reports say that when you're exposed to Binnick, you start hearing different voices in your head, and you start choking, and eventually you start to reason that if I can get more air to my lungs, I can breathe better. And the best way to do that is to, well, open up your skin and dig inside.
Hell yeah.
And that's typically not good for the health. But usually, it's a choking hazard. A lot of people discredit, the voices in your head, blah, blah, blah. It's just a choking hazard.
Indeed, and I will explain that in detail to the Sith and also add quite funny how everybody who gets caught up in the Binnick seems to just, disappear and die out in the woods or the city or wherever it is they go, and, not a single soul survived no one important, it seems, survived the destruction of their initial city, eh, what? Poor bastards.
Yeah, there are reports of people surviving Binnick, but...
we don't contact them, because they don't talk to us.
Yeah, no one really knows where they go or what happens to them.
Yeah, I will phrase it that way, because that is exactly what I meant to imply. You boys wouldn't have happened to have seen anybody caught out in the Binnick, would you? I'd love to see it and study what happens.
Sometimes the water is hostile.
Damn! They put it in the water. Well, get the
Yeah.
frogs too.
It can get in the water, and it's kind of painful, but I don't feel like I'm going to die.
Jolly good. Well, once we start this bloody soiree, we can get to testing. But I'm with you boys. Kick up my feet and oh, I will be ready.
For that fleet that was on the other continent, is it still heading this way?
I look up.
It is not heading towards you. No, it is just mobilizing.
Just mobilizing. Very cool. Damn, and there's no way to... Only question is, where would it be mobilizing to, if not us? Considering we're the only ones on the ground. But then again, why would it mobilize to us if it's going to be defending its own city? All good questions, and no way to answer them.
Well, could potentially do so if given the right crowd, but well, we'd need talkative Imperials or a trip somewhere else. Or if you can get me to a computer console, maybe I could find a file or two.
Perhaps. Let's see. Okay.
Still, quite like the idea you boys had about going and, well, carving a blazing path through this broad forest in pursuit of your enemies. It's quite good, that.
Yes, it was pretty good, until it wasn't.
Yes,
Damn.
until I got close to being hit with a turbo laser, then it was,
Very
not so good.
bad.
Speaking of which, Kladdu, could you attempt to find if there are any logs, any communications that have been scanned as going out during that time frame? You're more proficient in technology than I am. I'm not sure if it's possible.
Well, quite the ask. I would need access to a device that would have been, intercepting or receiving transmissions from such a time period. If you know where to start looking, I'd be happy to.
Well, we are in the command center.
John, I need you to give me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Okay, it's better than
4.
1. You have a communication scanner on your belt this entire time.
I have a surveillance detector.
Same almost thing. I mean, are you asking for, did General Redream use the internet, or are you asking for, did someone sap your recent communications between people?
More, did somebody in the camp send anything out over the communications network to the gauge class?
Okay, for that, you are correct. Mea culpa for accusing you of being a one-int wonder.
No, that's okay. It's usually true.
I will, or Dr. Kladdu will say, I might be able to answer that, but I would need access to a computer probably in the command center. If you can make that happen, without all of us suddenly appearing on a very problematic list, I would be happy to, my good lad, but until then, the machine is not in front of me.
I think considering the nature of the problem, it would not be too difficult to ask.
Very well,
So
then.
long as you keep your search practical.
Oh, yes, it will be utterly pragmatic and to your dictation. I can, I assure you, I can find all of the spice dealers and dancing girls I like on my own time.
You are a strange person. And in the meantime, I think the only way to bring us any closer would be to actually have this discussion with Sim himself.
Very well, then. I will assist with all of my knowledge and my elaborate pronunciation.
Okay. Um. I don't know if I can, if I have any roles that will help me in preparation for this task.
In preparation, I can't be sure, but Dr. Kladdu will stand with you and listen in on the call and give you any advice and participate as needed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can really do to help me prep. So, best I can do is make sure that this call isn't going to be in front of all the command staff in case I make myself look like an idiot. So I'll find a nice and proper place to take a call, and let's see what we can what we can scrounge up from the helms again. Now that we're on a better footing.
Jolly good.
Your call may be monitored or recorded at any time for quality assurance.
God, that fucking sound gives me PTSD now.
They shouldn't have been blaring the you-know-what in fucking each other's ears like fucking idiots.
It was necessary.
Yes, of course it was fucking necessary. Anyways, do we reach...
You call it evil, I call it necessary evil.
You call it evil. I call it based.
You call it evil. I call it Tuesday. Do we get in contact with Zim, or does the call not go through?
Yeah, you got it. Call him up.
I call him up. Prince Helm. I am contacting you once again about your car's extended warranty. God, that what a way to start that. I am curious, firstly, have you had any developments regarding your investigation into the supposed traitor in your court?
You hear, well, you It was a lack of hearing. You don't hear anything for a little bit, and then you hear Sem's dashing voice.
So dashing.
Well, we have actually. It's all handled.
Oh, very good. I take it that your suspicions might have been correct then.
There's another pause. Yeah, we had a trial and everything, and we took them. Got them.
Dealt
Got
with
them
them
good.
accordingly.
Yeah, I'm sure it was our guy.
Well, that is what the trial is for. Was it your guy?
Well, everyone loves a trial.
We will assume that there has been an accurate assumption of guilt. And whoever it was probably deserved it anyway.
I'm more leaning towards the second part, yeah.
If there's any indication that this is a public call or that the whole group of mercenaries that Helm is familiar with, they'd probably just hear fucking Kladdu go, and give them bread and circus. What ho, good man. But if you keep it private, that is acceptable.
I'm okay with that. It's private from the command center, but not from the homies.
Yes.
Well, I was going to inquire for what purpose this person would have had to be allowing the Fremen inside of your city, but I don't believe he disclosed that information. Or
no, he
had it
did.
begin. Oh, he did.
Threat to the monarchy, undermining Trinoskian society and morals and values and
Corrupting the youth.
See.
Yeah.
living among the trees and no clothes and using leaves as toilet paper.
With a disgusting and barbaric sort of perspective.
Everyone just wants to return to their roots and look down instead of up,
I am feeling that what the common outlook it is to run into, and how frustrating it is when you do. Thankfully, that person has achieved their goal and has been returned to the roots and the ground.
Oh no, we do space ceremonies.
Really?
Yeah, so they
Well-
don't. You can't dig too far down on our soil. It's bad.
Yes. I can see the issue. Well then, I am happy to hear that has been handled on that front. But let us discuss developments of Trinoskian future. Let's look to the stars. As I am sure you are no doubt aware that the fleet has already arrived, and that future developments on Ord Banir are about to get complicated.
Well, I just want to point out one thing real fast. When
Go right then.
the fleet came in, we saw your outposts fire upon it.
That is a slight misunderstanding. We were not firing on the fleet. We were firing specifically on the gauge class that fired on the planet without the proper authority from peers on the ground. That person has been handled. In fact, it was related to the circumstances that I contacted you prior. I have taken the liberty to handle it myself. The Darth in charge of the system has made his proclamation through Lord Kylos, and
Yeah, we
all
heard
things are once again restored to the way that they should have been. So, considering that you have heard Lord Kylos, then I am sure that there is an opinion that has been formed between yourself, your brother, and your father. Though, as for the latter, I'm not sure how much stock either of us should put in it.
There's a longer pause than the other two. He says he laughs, a very forced laugh, and he replies with, "Well, yeah, I wanted to become that moth, you know."
Indeed. You wanted to be, what was it, king of the star system, I believe?
Yeah. So, you guys coming over so we can sign on that? See, when you make that noise, I know you're not
It
actually
is an
thinking.
indication.
Yeah,
It
you're
is
not
an
actually
indication.
thinking. You make it sound like you're thinking, but you're not.
He was thinking. He was thinking.
I'm thinking of the best way to break the bad news. You might have to reevaluate your expectations slightly. This is, let's call it a part of an ever-changing political reality. The extent by which any of us could promise such is limited to much higher echelons of Imperial society that I have access to, as I'm sure you have already known, or one that I'm sure that Lord Kylos or the Darth will truly give credence to. But there is give and take. We can build a case to get you further into the position that you desire. Moff, perhaps not. Commodore, perhaps so. Anything related to the military and the naval matters will be seen gladly, as long as you provide an accurate and an effective demonstration of your skill in the campaign. This is a part of what Lord Kylos' message was pertaining to, with being the first to join the banner. The ultimate point is, I currently hold the initiative on the ground. And so long as we hold initiative, we have the ability to make the greatest impact, which will serve us both. Greater the importance of Trenosk on Ord Benir, further the aims of the Empire on Ord Benir, and the more that we accomplish together, then the more credence that our words will have to Imperial Command. So, this is one part an offer, and 2 parts a declaration of how things will be. The fleet and the invasion will begin in multiple different stages, according to multiple different groups, with competing interests. The more that we accomplish now, the stronger our interests are. And, in so far as doing that, I am required, by holding the initiative, to develop my position further, with or without you. But always better together. So I ask...
That is a direct quote from him. I love that.
I will ask, because better together, what can we do for you so that you could do for us?
Well, you already know the plan. Well, you knew the plan, and now you're kind of going back on it.
We're renegotiating the plan. Pray I do not renegotiate it further.
Well, see, when you talk like that, really thinks we're not on the same side here.
Wait. Prince Sam, pardon me, good lad, Rafan, may I take the call just for a moment?
What's going on? I hear...
This is a knowledgeable advisor. I will allow him to say a few words of a cultural relevance, I am sure.
Precisely. Prince Sam, Dr. Kladdu, I will spare you, as I know your history, and you are a prince and a man of action, and this is to be respected on all counts. I wish to phrase what our friend Rafan here has said in a more princely, man of action sort of way, as I fear his words are lost, and he may be misinterpreted, as he's speaking in his Sithy Korriban ways. If I have your ear just for the moment, and you could chalk this up to either a deception or a persuasion. I am equally amenable to both, but that is what I am attempting here. Dear Rafan, and in his grace and strength, he merely means to inform you that the more time we spend, and you as a man of action, you understand this, the more the initiative is lost. Perhaps, as they say, there was a time where the Moffdom was negotiable, and had all charged to battle, we could have won it over, what? But that time has passed, and it is sad to see it go, but there's still time yet to make good on the rest of this arrangement, and we can each in ourselves be better off, better together than apart. Might we have your ear, Prince Sem, that this was no intent to renegotiate on your behalf. Your eager and battle-ready princeness is nothing but respected by our group, but...
My princeness?
Yes, your princeness. That's how it is said in many languages. I have traveled far and wide and negotiated on the behalf of many great men, but none so forthright as Rafan, who respects that you are a prince of battle and a prince of a city that should live forever and should rightly have regency over, well, Trinosk, Crianan, and all the opportunities that will be afforded you after you benefit from this deal. For this deal is only the beginning. And with Rafan at the head of the system, well, not only will you have a gracious man who has appeased all the ends of his bargain, but one who may very well be willing to look your way come, your interests on the planet's soil and on its moons, as no doubt Rafan will have his Korribani, Sithy interests in many worlds. I only mean to impress upon you that we respect that this is not the outcome that we wanted, but time is of the essence, and we would aim to be better together, as I attempt to persuade or deceive him into maybe viewing this a little more positively.
Yeah, whatever. If you want to, you can roll either one.
I will roll persuasion for this one, as I believe I am mostly being truthful.
Okay.
I help.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll for the help first.
He helps.
That's big. I hope you
Clap my
beat
hands in the background.
I hope you beat that.
I don't think you can beat that.
It's very close. My modifier is... What is your modifier in total?
9.
Okay, with the help, I do beat that. At least in raw modifier.
Well,
I
yeah,
cannot
raw
promise.
modifier.
I cannot promise.
Just roll a 19, Bull.
Close, but not quite. Close, but not quite.
Still up
21.
there. Is that the one you want to keep?
Where you
I will
going?
say I'll say that there are degrees of success.
Dom, I
Of which
give you
you are-
the force point.
I will roll the extra force point to bolster it up.
Okay.
25.
Very good.
25. Nice. Right on the cusp.
You hear a very heavy sigh and perhaps a break in the typical cadence of the prince. As he returns eventually. Well, Bernosk is ready to fall under the banner. You already know this. You know how you incorporate it, what needs to be done. You also should know that even though the moons have been incorporated, Ord Benir will not without an Ord Benirian. And he returns slowly to his typical cadence. An Ord Benirian at its helm.
I force grip him across the fucking collar.
I laugh. I laugh because it was funny.
I force grip Khan with my other.
You hear Imperial Intelligence on the other line laughing.
You hear Lord Kylos laughing in your head.
Ah!
God, that's Sem. He's so fucking funny. Holy shit.
He's so dreamy. He's so dreamy.
Oh, is this Sun After Dark?
Oh my god,
You
he's so
fucking-
dreamy.
You fucking see Krizon's Force Ghost laughing. No,
I
you don't see that.
absorb Krizon's fucking good. I find it to my will.
That's just
I look at Claudia, Pirate King.
Claudia's going to give like a side-to-side twiddle of his hand, but he's going to shrug and just kind of mention to you, a king can be incorporated in many ways in the Empire. You said so yourself. And hey, if it means going to visit our friends out in the woods, well, tally-ho, lads, to violence. The freemen have to die now. Good show.
Well, they've always had to die.
Yes, but they can die now. No, but...
That is true.
But, yes, Kladdu views this as a statement of acceptance, and we have stabilized the conversation. Now it is just those terms, justifying a king on the planet, which I think still, if we win this, you can do.
I could do, yes.
So, we know our next objective if this is amenable to you, and Kladdu will nod his head.
Which is just go over there and sign some papers, right?
Don't we need to kill the freeman first?
Based on your previous conversation, a certain change in rulership would be needed.
Yep, I specifically remember that part.
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, kill the free men and delete the old king.
Yes. Though the question is how?
Are you still on the line with Sem?
I would probably be whispering away from the line. I'm not going to obviously turn it off. It's
how do we kill this guy's dad?
Alvaro, what a wonderful question for a military officer.
He's the one that told us. I'm not afraid of him knowing.
I don't actually say that out loud like that, but you know.
Yeah.
How do we kill this guy's dad so he can be in power? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I don't want to drop that on the Thug Shaker Central fucking Discord.
That's how Sem finds out about it. Oh my god, Imperial Intelligence is trying to kill my
told
dad.
us. It's not him finding out. It's literally everybody that isn't Sem finding out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're doing it to protect Sem more so.
Yeah, I would whisper, and if possible, I don't know if you know this, but I would probably try to whisper to Rafan and High Galactic when saying that, like, those are our only two real requirements: is satisfy the oppression of the freemen and enable the vacancy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do understand High Galactic basic?
Nope. Well.
Oh, okay, well...
Unfortunately, I don't actually.
Okay, well, then I'll swap to basic, but I'll speak really, really quietly away from the fucking
yeah,
call.
Yes. I mean, these terms are, of course, agreeable. I'm on board. I'm with it. The question is literally, how do I kill this guy's dad?
We answer. I mean, either you ask him now or you hang up and we come up with the plan. Kladdu is not going to have that group call.
Yeah.
On an unsecured line.
I think we get back to him later. We tell him we get back to him later, and then we come up with a plan to assassinate his dad.
Or we ask, can we have a date and time where we can visit where...
Or we can visit his dad while he's asleep.
I was going to say the Royal Palace, but okay.
Where does your dad sleep? Asking for a friend.
And, I mean, I could just phrase it,
Yeah, that's what I would do. Just phrase it.
Yeah. I find these terms agreeable. The question is, to satisfy these terms, do you perhaps have a date and time by which you would prefer us to come to the palace and make good on our terms, or
Perhaps in 5 days.
Based.
5 days? If that is necessary, then I think one member of our group would agree very highly. As for the Fremen, have you had any further issues with them so far? Anything that we could do to further secure the area surrounding Ternosk?
He'll actually say no, and that kind of be a little bit confused, and he says, we haven't had any engagements with them since, well, your little trader blew them out of their mountain.
See,
Jolly good.
I knew that would be good for something. You know, aside from trying to kill me. Well, I believe that we have our deal. For real this time. We look forward to seeing a joined together future. For the
Better
Empire.
together future for the Empire.
Yeah, all right, go ahead and get used to saying for the Empire, and then I think that's a good place to end the call, as long as he also hangs up.
He does hang up.
Okay, perfect.
Jolly good. I would still say going into the woods and approximating some violence on the locals would still be a fun play, but I suppose in 5 days we'll have plenty of that to go around. And I look to the surveillance detector on Rafan and then go on. So who's ever planned a murder before?
Well,
In general, of many times.
There was a few times on Korriban where
Absolutely nothing happened.
Yes, absolutely nothing happened. And
Nothing happened to a few different acolytes, and
nothing happened to a few of people that I had disagreements with, and nothing happened to a few people that Rafan here had disagreements with.
I'll say you both left Korriban as Sith Apprentices at level 1. No, I'm kidding. No, that's not nice. But
that's a crit. That's base.
thank you. But Kladdu will clap them both on the back, and he says, "Well, I look forward to seeing the results, and well, I will assist how I can. Until then, well, I suppose any other military operations we can do to secure this this lead we have should be taken, and I will take them with a pinch of spice by my bedside table, and God forbid a little fun somewhere around here, but we'll find it, I say."
How did you get into Imperial Service?
I was never in Imperial Intelligence. I was in Biotic Sciences, and what's the one that's like resources and infrastructure?
Oh, logistics.
Yeah.
Logistics and production.
Yes, logistics and production, and the Biotic Sciences primarily, but you move around every so often.
Logistics, eh?
No, the biotic science, I can understand those. They're strange people.
Well, I can understand logistics too. You have to be on something to find that entertaining.
Oh, it wasn't entertaining, but I was born into it, and selling death off of Quesh is bloody easy if you've got the land.
Right. Okay. Hmm.
So, are you ready to engage in careful negotiations?
I am of a mind, hopefully, that this will not be exactly as easy as striking down an old man. We're probably going to have to make this. Well, it probably will not go easy. We are essentially performing a coup, and which means we'll have to kill at least a few loyal honor guards, but
What
we
if we
should.
poison him?
What if we poison him?
I
Well,
guess we could poison them, but
we could.
yeah,
It would
that,
take
that,
time.
yeah, we'd have to get thrust, wouldn't we?
You would have to make it through many safeguards, and chances are he would probably have backups, maybe a hypo injector or a stim band.
Oh, yes, but for the injector, you have to know what you're being poisoned with, and, well, for the band, it'll only do so good so long, but you are right, it would require an excess of planning.
Yes, so we're. Oh, I'm not really one to poison, but it couldn't be possible to poison him with one thing and then take the medicine that they'd use for that poison and replace it with more poison.
You, my good man, are asking for damn metal. I love it. But yeah, more so to say, Kladdu says that it's
on
possible.
choking him to death.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was my plan too. I didn't even think of poisoning. I was just going to, you know.
You know, see, we are always on the same wavelength, Alvaro.
This is why we're friends.
All NPCs are queens. If they breathe, use force grip. No. But yeah, no, Kladdu will agree. Could even say force grip him in his sleep. Just stop breathing, all that good stuff. He just wanted to impress that it is an option if it factors into any of your plans. But he also says that a nice easy plan is just the trajectory of a blaster bolt. He doesn't mean like elaborate sniper mission. He just means like fuck kill him. Just allegory.
Yeah, I'm not playing that character this campaign.
Yeah, could just kill him. Could just walk up to him. Just Kladdu wanted to mention he could add poison to the plan if it came up.
This is true. All we have is a date and a time, so there's a lot of variables here. We could
location.
Oh yeah,
go there early and scope it out.
This is true. But it'll be a lot of moving pieces. In the meantime, is there anything we can do with the military to develop our position?
Kill people on the perimeter that aren't us.
We should probably get them ready to fully move into the city, probably. Just get ready to mobilize. Con, tactics, lore check. You don't need to actually roll it. I'm asking your opinion.
On going to go kill people. I think we should just at least establish. I think we should be more. I think we should not stay within the confines of this place, and I think we should go ahead and actually, push out essentially in some way, like have individuals out and about. That way we don't, if we do get attacked, which doubtful, but we at least have people in motion.
Actually, if I have access to the galactic lore, or through my galactic lore, to the information on the Trenosk sheet, even though I haven't been there, I would remind that though the city reaches the forest floor level, those levels are less trafficked and appear a little less quote unquote maintained. So it may be worth securing supply lines to that area because it may not be as hospitable as, oh, we reached the city, now we can fortify and resupply. It may not be that easy. Even though we don't really expect a resistance if we're going to make that walk with our troops. It may not be an easy walk, just for logistical purposes. Allied or enemy, we might want to secure that route.
This is a good point.
Yes.
Let's see. Boom. The route that Dom has mentioned, we have not actually developed any sort of like inroads towards militarily, right?
Correct.
The lower levels. Okay. Is that even feasible for us to get started on? Like, is it within Trenosk itself? And I mean, can we secure the mouth of it at a wide enough perimeter that it's not going to be seen as particularly hostile?
The lower cities?
Yeah. So there's going to be the lower cities, and then I assume that there's an entrance and an exit on, Actually, hold on. This might be a better question. Are we encircling Trenosk? Or are we like...
No, you are on its flank.
We're kind of like a tumor.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know if there's really a way to start moving around a Trenosk without seeming like, hello, I am enveloping your position.
I mean, was that not the announcement that was just made?
Well, I mean, we still have to kill his dad. His dad is technically still in charge.
No,
Lord Kylos, on the other hand,
Lord Kylos said, "Yo, square the fuck up."
Yes, this is true.
Zim knows that we're on board with the plan. Zim's dad does not.
Exactly, which is why if we started doing it, I don't want to like provoke a response before we're supposed to kill his dad.
What if he tries to kill us in 5 days when we visit? Do our work for us.
I thought the same thing. It's just, if we take a hostile action so overtly so soon, assuming that, we're gonna get it, even though we haven't yet, it might just, kind of blow the subtlety of it, It's a good backup plan. I think we need to do it. It's just how.
I see where you're coming from, but could just as easily drop Fortune favors the bold, and also I suppose there's an option to do it progressively, just slowly work forward troops and encircle on the last day, but that sounds highly technical and difficult, more prone to issues, more prone to no plan survives first contact.
Yeah. Does General Radreen know the sort of perimeter that Trenosk has set up? If they have any sort of sentries outside of the walls, or is it just inside the walls?
General Radreen will tell you that they have ground troops, though they're not numerous, nor well organized. They're kind of like squads that go out rather than an army. Sort of like at the individual level of like kind of rangers, where they maintain the lower city, and because there is no real, the indication that the city is ended is that there is no more building. There's not really a suburb. It's kind of just we stop building in the trees here. It hasn't really expanded in a while. It's just, there's no like buffer zone between building and tree. It's just it goes from building and tree versus tree. There's no like deforested area that marks we stopped.
Right. So, assuming that we were going to, which we're not, kick open the fucking door and just bum rush as all of the troops that we have in there, it's not so much that we're going to encounter physical barriers. It's that we're going to be shot to shit from the tree lines and engaged in a guerrilla war by these individual squads.
Correct. And then you'd be in the lower
Same.
city, and you'd have to get into the upper city to actually make progress.
Yeah, if you
Kind of
plan on
like,
capturing the city.
Kind of like Kashyyyk, but less emphasis on. Yes, it is dangerous in the like lower levels, but it's not like Shadowlands dangerous. It's not like you are going to die down here.
Oh, the Rorschach spiders. No.
Yeah, like it's dangerous with beasts and people. People down there. It is an inhabited area.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, protracted siege, probably not good. Building immediate supply lines. We would lose men, but if they ally with us after 5 days, it's your choice if you feel it's a necessary sacrifice for 5 days.
Well, let's operate under the assumption that this is going to work, because we're going to go in there, and if it doesn't work, we're probably going to die. In which case, it's not our problem anymore.
Indeed. We could
So
go the opposite way and secure the way to another city. We could...
I was thinking the same sort of thing. Ultimately, once we get Tronosk, does this sort of Imperial outpost still exist, or does it get
No, it gets
moved?
probably absorbed into Chernosk. That's what I would assume, at least. Because then it has an actual spaceport and has actual like landing aspects of it.
It would definitely be obsolete or redundant.
Okay.
It would be because to get to Kreenan, it's on the other side of Chernosk.
We'd have to walk all the way around.
Yeah, over where you guys are, you are to the east of Chernosk. So further east, you're going to encounter the Binnick.
The destroyed city.
The destroyed city, yes. And to your north now is the Binnick from the mountains. So, going west and south, you eventually hit Kreenan.
That's the only other city.
Well, yeah, it is the only other city on this continent. It is huge.
Gotcha.
And that goes all the way to the coast.
Okay. So we can't compromise the protection of the city, but or the outpost, but we have to get ready to move into Tronosk So we just gotta start like packing up and start getting sentries out there
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Secure.
to secure the inroad.
Yeah.
You also do know that you have that the things that secured your passageway to the mountains were makeshift wheeled transports that have saws on them, so they just cut down the trees in their path.
We think about start making a road.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Doesn't even need to be all the way to Trenosk. We could even start bypassing Trenosk and make it towards Kreenan and
Or that's
just
directly
fork it.
south. That would be directly south and west.
and then just fork it later.
Yeah, but
after 5 days. But it's
us
up to
going
you.
west is still towards Trenosk. So
Yes.
even
Fair.
building towards, if we built southwest and then south, we have that road.
Yes.
Yep. I just think we should keep our people moving as well, and try and take the initiative at least on the ground.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's like-
obviously there's no more lockdown order. It's get back out there. Let's get some, get our patrols going, our sentries going, and let's start making the inroads.
Yep. You could also depending on because if the Fremen have gone silent, we could send sentries to try and see the remnants of the Fremen because of the aspect of what you told the Darth.
I think they're just covered in Binnick, but I think
They
you might be
are.
right
If
there.
we
They
found
are.
more of them.
That's what I'm saying. More.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying
I
it's
think
sentries
that's
out. And ultimately speaking, right? It's like the idea as well as we also want to help the Darth fucking do that one thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we have any sort of protective equipment that protects against Binnick?
There
Is
are
it like a full
antitoxin-
hazmat?
There's antitoxin patches for any sort of toxin. It comes with
Give me
debuffs.
a life science roll.
Yes, I will do this.
Now we have somebody that actually knows life sciences.
Yes, and
And tell me
treat
what you
injury.
roll.
Yes. $27.
Big.
Nat 17.
Do your reports, and this is you've probably seen this in first-hand account. Binnick is extremely corrosive. It does not interact well with matter, and it actively decomposes even metals. It will strip them down.
Yeah, the amount of
So no.
protective equipment you would need would be insane. The closest possible you could probably get is atmospherically dropping a droid with a sensor link and then making use of that sensor link until it deteriorates off the droid.
Yeah. Organic matter has a better chance, ironically, against Binnick.
Oh, wow, that's actually interesting.
So people do survive, and that's how people survive.
So use on Vong would be
Rather than
fucking
just
chilling.
being torn apart by Binnick exposure.
We don't talk about the use on Vong here.
Yeah. On the other hand, they tear themselves apart.
Yeah, I think there's a skill issue.
Well, suffice to say, I am very interested in the Binnick and Binnick exposure, but I'm not looking for any of us to be the live test subjects, sadly, but, well, you
I
could...
will give a little nudge. There is... So when I picked this image for Kreenan, I purposely used a red photo of it.
I picked your nose.
What the fuck?
So, Are there parts of Krenan that's like submerged in Binnick? Are there
I
like
think it's just in the
desolate
Astro.
fucking?
Give me a life
I looked at my
science
War Monkey.
roll.
I will give another life science roll.
It's gonna be kind of high.
Watch me furrows my brow at the doctor.
Hearing it slightly high. I've got options, but I'm gonna roll for it standard. Let's see it, baby. Ah, you hate to see it. 17 at 7.
You do know that there is Binnick in the air, and there are mining companies in the city, Circa being a big one of them.
Circle's
Who,
probably good.
Simply do not care about regulations, nor are there any regulations because there is not an overarching governing body now that the Republic is gone.
Zerka probably tunnels into the earth and exports the Binnick like they do on every other off-world when they've got something interesting that'll kill somebody. Hey, what?
Well, that's completely in character. Fucking Zerka. Okay. Well, that was a matter of curiosity, mostly.
The fuck it was. I want to go find out and see what those fucking factory workers look like. Or the miners, or whoever the fuck Zerka's sending to hell. Or Force Hell, whatever we call it in Star Wars.
No, it's hell. Yeah.
It is hell.
Oh, awesome.
All Sith go to hell.
Or chaos. I think it's the neutral term. The wider galaxy term is like chaos or pandemonium or something. I think Corellians call it hell.
Yeah, I think because fucking Han Solo called it hell, or he's like, "What the hell?" or something like that.
Yeah, he said it
in the actual movie.
All
What
Sith
the
go to
hell?
heck.
The one L?
So they had to make an in-lore reason why he said that. But yes, canonically all Sith go to chaos when they die, and they hate it.
Whoa, just like 40k. That's crazy.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
My
the
character's
Sith and
never gonna
40K go to
die.
chaos.
I smile. Character's never gonna die.
Me with dark transfer. Me with essence transfer.
Technically,
gonna
you
do my
die. You just don't go away when you die.
Just
keep
don't
coming.
die. Lol.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But, yeah, no. Kladdu is
Okay.
good with any of the plans, any of the infrastructure, any of the initiatives.
Yep. I mean, we have a whole army. We might as well start doing something with it.
Yeah, what's the point of being in command if I'm not doing cool stuff with it?
Exactly.
Being fucking Antil the incel. No, don't. But
Or Intel. No,
Put
actually
his hands on me.
not poor Antel, actually. Yeah, he put his hands on you so you can suck a dick.
Just wanted him to stop putting his hands on me, dude. I was being bullied, okay? I was being
Antil
bullied in
was
front of the
making
whole class.
of anthills.
Oh god. Okay, that's session over, bros. I'm done. Fuck you, that's it.
You stole a shuttle. You stole a shuttle. What the heck?
You stole a shuttle!
I am a Sith!
I am the commander. I am the commander.
if it's any
Are you done, Intel?
based. The only thing I'll say is I'll have you know, John, that if it wasn't Kladdu and if it was still fucking Kryzon would have quick drawed on him with you. I might not have fired if I saw you force grip, but
I appreciate it. He wasn't about that business. He didn't want no smoke.
No, but we're good. Those are our conversation topics.
Okay.
We inform General Rodrine.
Yeah.
Of what
get to it.
exactly? You're setting up patrols?
Yes.
Yes. Lift the lockdown. Let's start getting those inroads out, and let's start getting the sentries and then our patrols.
He might
out.
advise you that they probably won't like you deforesting, in their territory.
Yeah. See, I had considered this. I feel like we had thought about this part. However, we have to well, I keep saying develop. I feel like the word for the day is develop. We have to be prepared to move this outpost into Trinosk eventually.
Well, he
So-
informs you that they have shuttles.
Yeah, we're not based entirely on the ground, so we can shuttle everything out. It's
And-
just
Yeah, I mean, most of these buildings are prefabricated for a reason. They are
Perfect.
just moved by shuttle and are.
Yeah,
fit
I
to
have a feeling if
dimension.
we start deforesting a lot and then you try to explain to Sub, yeah, we're just developing our position, he's gonna be like, well, why don't you, develop my nuts or something with your
Yeah.
mouth?
yeah.
Why don't you
I mean-
work my shaft, dude?
Let's just start sending out scouts to look for the remnants of the previous enemy. That should be number one.
I'll agree with that. Keep eyes out on the Bannock just in case. Just
Don't let the
It's a
Bennett get you.
sprinkle. yeah. I mean, how am I supposed to explain to the general? Hey, there's strange force business about. So
Anybody who dies from the Binnick must be referred to the good doctor for a thorough. Well, we'd call it an autopsy, but there's probably not enough left of you to be considered a person. But we'll try.
yeah, so
Does he say anything against the scouts or no?
No, I mean, he eagerly sends scouts out.
perfect.
He just has concerns with the deforestation and moving transports closer to the city.
Yeah,
If
I mean,
we want to work with them, then we don't want to be attacked because that will create a resentment. Even if we do incorporate them.
yeah.
think-
Because, I mean, how are you going to incorporate the guys who just shot at you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just going to damage morale.
I look at Japan.
I think. We should also be informed of.
We'll barrage them twice, and then maybe everybody will start feeling better about it.
Go ahead, Con. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think we should also get General Rodrine to and keep us informed on the status of the ships in orbit, like as in when are they going to land?
Mhm.
What's the ideal landing zone for these crafts? Ultimately speaking, a transport ship can travel continentally speaking. However, where does he believe that the best landing zone would be for these?
He'll inform you that if he is made aware of Darthnet Sigi's plans, he will share such, but he
The Dart's plans are his and his alone until he deems it necessary for us to know. By
there's
the time that we do, there's nothing that we could do.
there's
about.
the Lord of Strategy that is around, and a lowly general might not be the best one to carry out the
You're
dude's
not.
orders.
Indeed.
You're not just any lowly General Otterin. You're our general.
Yeah, exactly. You're our
He's
general.
our guy.
He's our guy.
If Antil gives him any trouble, we'll fix it. Speaking of which, hey, you want to go kill your brother and sister? There, John? I'm kidding. That's why I'm not talking in character.
Yeah, I mean, I'll fucking. Where the hell did they go? Even question mark.
Send
That
scouts
is a
after
good
them.
question.
Send scouts after them. Let them. But yeah. I could try and look for them.
You can try and sense the Force. One of the Sith.
I could.
Do it. And want to know where they are.
He doesn't want to do that. It's spending currency. We know John. Oh, damn, he did it.
Fucking Nat 6, dude. Jesus Christ.
It's so stupid that you rolled a nat 6 and you still rolled a 20. So.
Yeah, I just can't roll above a fucking 10, it seems, except
Well,
for
when you get a
time I
plus-
need help.
A plus 10 from min-maxing it.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't know, dude. My perception kind of nutty. My treat injury kind of nutty. But ask your questions, John.
Let's see. Where is the Sierra?
I'll just, for ease of and speed, they're both in the camp. They're just not in the command post.
Okay. Completely exactly what I thought. I mean, I feel like if they had left on a shuttle, it would have been pretty easy. I don't know if I can get this specific because it's like a general location. Yes, direction and distance.
I can get specific.
Are they? Well, do I know if Antil and the Sierra are in the same direction?
They are. They're just not. I'll just give it to you. They're not in the same place.
Okay, that's fine then. They're not plotting.
Well, given how you saw her when.
Yeah, I mean, she was pretty happy that you choked the fuck out of Antil, so I doubt she's gonna be like, hey, Antil, you want to take care of that asshole? No, she's more like, I can't believe, like, he did that. That's so awesome that he took care of that asshole Antil.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call it happy. It did sound like relief to me. But
Isn't that basically the same thing for a Sith?
It depends how far the relief goes into loyalty.
I'm happy when I'm angry.
This is true. I will volunteer that I could attempt to discern some off-the-cuff information to try and find out what they're doing, but I probably won't get any secrets.
Yeah, during this 5 days, it's crucial that nothing fucks up this whole plan, so do as much gathering information to be my spy master, please, Dom. Please.
Okay.
I will assist him.
Boom. If my modifier is higher than the DC, can I just pay you the 50 credits for learn news and rumors?
Sure.
I spend the 50 credits for the local stories, major stories, popular local rumors. Because I
Regarding the Sith?
Yes, regarding the 2 Sith that have left the command tent.
How about you get all the Sith? I want to see what the camp's saying about me.
I prioritize those two, but if I can get more for John's ego, then I will include him too.
My ego is an important part of my dark side story.
There's not really any. I mean, it's been, less than a day since you guys last were here. Really, there's not really much that has transpired since the obvious of Antil's a bitch and was, made into a bitch, and the command staff seems to have gotten out quickly among them, and then out into the common area of the camp. So behind hushed in hushed words, they and certainly whenever no one too high up is around, they talk shit about Antil. Nasira, they don't really have too much to say. She's kind of keeping to herself.
What do the Mandalorians think of the Sith?
Well, you already know that. They sent
Yeah.
you so they didn't have to interact with them.
Yeah.
Facts.
I
That's
was
all
gonna say
well
much
and
of the
good.
same then.
Do I know roughly where specifically Antil is, since everybody's kind of pointing the finger, or?
I mean, there's not really many places to interact here. There's like the
mess,
the mess, and then they have pretty much apartments rather than a bunk, but barracks. But they so they live higher because of the nature of what they are.
Of course. I will relay that to John. I will say, for a relatively low difficulty but a much higher expense, I could attempt to find Antil even if he's in a secret location. But it will be a higher expense. So I would probably suggest waiting, because he's probably in his apartment.
Yeah, it's probably in his apartment. And even then, I don't think the information would help, because
Dude,
I mean, unless I'm gonna go in there, unless I'm gonna go in there and kick his ass. I already know that he's plotting on getting his unpunked status back.
I mean,
but,
I think what you should do is I think you should find Nasira and delegate to Nasira, so it doesn't become another issue like fucking. It doesn't become another issue like Antil.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is that?
Do you want me to find Nasira then?
Not for that amount of cost.
It's not as much as the shuttle, but it's still pricey.
I mean, he can just talk to her fucking telepathically and say where.
This is true.
I could just summon her.
Or reverse
command. Yeah.
I could. I hit her up with the fucking I could ask one of the command staff to please contact Nasira and have her come here.
ASL question mark?
DTF question mark?
Is she human or is she, what is she?
She is human.
Oh.
Yeah, she's just got that I don't know, she looked kind of weird. Darkseid does that to you. Not me.
You really do.
Yes, it literally does. Boom has narrated that successfully for everybody but your character.
For some reason, Boom. For some reason, John. I mean, you're definitely you think you look like that, but in reality, you have fucking dark veins all over your fucking face now. What's your dark side score at?
11.
Yeah, you definitely have fucking red eyes and are wearing fucking eye makeup
Your
and
dark
fucking
side's at
veins
11?
everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm at 6.
Bro, you haven't been throwing around as much dark fucking lightning as I have.
Yeah.
Dark heal.
Yeah, it is true.
Dark transfer and
Dark transfer.
force lightning are
Yeah,
two
the only
dark side powers that I get for every time I use it.
Yeah, I just throw around the lightning and then I just choke everybody to death like a normal person. Like a normal, good person, just choke them to death.
Yeah, the humane way to do it. I mean, what would I even delegate to Nasira exactly?
I mean, what do we gotta do? I guess we're just sitting here 5 fucking days. I know.
Mutual
Give her some.
protection. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, she obviously fears Antil, or did, and may still. But if she knows, hey, we can work together. I know we are in eternal competition, and it may be that one day we have to draw swords on each other. But Antil is a worm, and I would infinitely prefer you to him. You could even make it slightly nice guy territory where, not nice guy, capitals, but like lowercase nice guy. The idea of him trying to make himself appear as a more efficient, more superior Sith than you makes me sick. You know, you could.
Yeah, you gotta stand up for the former Jedi, bro. I mean, you came to the right side. He was just born in it. He's fucking a little bitch boy. You chose it. That's hard as fuck, dude.
I mean, I wasn't even gonna go that far. I'd just say, you know, game recognized game, granddad. But yeah, you can have.
Yeah, I mean, we could investigate the Bennett people to her, but
or just collude, just conspire. You know, and Antil says, I require you to fulfill my purposes and make evil, blah. And she says, okay. And then you already know, because she's wearing your fucking communication tagger. And so we know exactly where he will be. And then we shoot him. Or you could delegate something important to her, make her feel appreciated. Like, hey, go kill 7 Jawas in the cantina.
A full fucking SWTOR quest.
Yeah.
Please kill 15 silver enemies in this area.
Alright, well, it sounds like we have our plan. And it is approaching 11, which is John's beddy-bye time.
Bedtime.
Yes. I initiate friendship with Desira over this 5 days. So
Okay.
engage
Yeah,
friend.
we'll time skip. If anyone wants to do anything particularly out there, DM me. And
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. I have some stuff I'd like to at least do.
yeah.
Nothing like massive or anything like that, but yeah.
The next time we will meet, we will
Not
go
next
into Karnask again.
Indeed.
Pick up my Amazon order.
Yes, your Amazon order will be here.
Woo! That'll be
we should probably
Not
pick up
next
some.
Thursday.
We should probably pick up some poisons, just in case.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That is all Boom discretion. I will message him, but message me if you want, like, the good doctor to execute any plans, because everything relating to poison is, like, DM based and stuff.
And poison really sucks in Saga Edition, like really bad.
Unless you get like the god tier point. Well, no, actually,
Yeah.
John, I am going to fight you on that. Knockout drugs, the base CL1. If you hit someone with it, it's good, but you gotta hit them with the ingest. But if you can get it off, it's there's a pistol. There was like a pistol Krezon could have.
I'm gonna go take a shit on the deck.
Yes.
Take care. But yeah. So I'm just saying you can make certain combos work, but in general, poison doesn't make you better. You can do shit with it that pops, but it's like armor. You either have to be set up for it or you have to be, because knockout drugs on Krezon was actually kind of busted. It was like Shock Boxer. Because
Go ahead. I mean, all I'm gonna do for the next fucking 5 days I see is just spend time with the Mandalorians, train with them, basically show how my progress is gonna do to getting a full Mandalorian, aka I want my fucking armor. And then I said probably join the scout teams and stay busy and do shit around the camp.
I too will join the scout teams, and any poor soul that falls to the binnock will fall under my knife at the autopsy table. Oh no, it sounds like you are experiencing binnock exposure, my good man. We must investigate to ensure you are healthy. Let your flesh tell me its secrets.
Oh, dang it! You got exposed to dang it! Looks like you're gonna die. Dang it!
Oh no! Damn! No!
Don't
Wow,
worry,
that's
son,
so.
we'll save you.
I will save your body for research.
You'll be.
Do you want to play some BattleBit, by the way?
I don't own it, but you guys can
Bro.
go for it.
Yeah, I said Recon. Yeah,
Oh,
actually, I
okay.
think the Recon's the only one.
Oh god,
Sorry. I mean, I don't think any of you guys own it other than Recon, so
I intend to buy it. I'm just saving money right now.
no worries.
Yeah.
Recon?
Yeah, we can play with an A. He was wanting to play.
All right.
Go for it. You guys have a good one, because I think you'll probably drop Discord unless NA is an N.
He's not in his Discord.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
oh dude,
That was nice.
he did it so that we can't get another screen grab. No more schemey.
Well, Schemey was different than Dreamy.
Have you seen them?
Next time
Have you seen them, Recon?
forgets.